And good morning, YouTube. This is actually my first YouTube video, and just like I'm sure many people, countless people, I've decided during this quarantine to start a YouTube channel since I have that much time on my hands. I've been watching all these videos on how to start up a channel, how to, how to get the whole process started. And one of the biggest things I was able to take away was just get started, just get to it. Don't procrastinate. And I'm one of those people that if I think about something long enough, I just won't do it. I'll spend all this time trying to figure out the right way to do it, and eventually I'll just put it on the back burner. So I decided I'm gonna wake up this morning, have a cup of coffee, and just jump right on. They also say you should have a niche, but how do they pronounce it? Niche. I hear it pronounced different ways, and I'm not sure if there's actually a correct pronunciation for it. So, with that being said, there's different things I could touch on. Obviously, this is my first ever video, so I'm pretty sure nobody cares about me being a vlogger at this point yet. I go to the gym, I go to work. I'm one of those people. I'm trying to have different revenues of income also. So between working a regular 9 to 5, trying to operate a business, along with possibly hoping eventually turning YouTube into a source of revenue or what have you. Personally, I am doing this as a hobby because there's times where I feel like I need to get something off my chest and I don't know another way to do it. So I figured this would be the best outlet. And if it becomes something, great. And if it doesn't, there's different avenues I could take with this whole YouTube thing. There's having eventually I could possibly shine a light on my family life and just different there's obviously you have fitness channels. You have one thing that I don't have the voice for is ASMR. However, I could get into voiceover acting with this voice, so I mean, really, it could be that could be another revenue. So, that being said, as you see by the name of the channel, I'm Gabriel the Messenger, and welcome to my channel. I don't know if it's too early for me to ask you to hit that subscribe button, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So if you like this video, you want to see this channel grow, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm one of those people. I could possibly have a conversation with 10 different people about 10 different things. Huge sports fan, Bay Area team fan, huge. I grew up a big WWE fan, so I could literally talk to you for hours about that. And then I can in turn right around and talk to you about social issues and what's going on, especially with what's going on right now between the quarantine and for those of you watching this, I'm recording this about a week after the whole riot thing went down. So the timing of this leaves me with nothing, no shortage of stuff to talk about, really. I got the idea from me and a YouTuber, and I said, okay, I'll give this a try, and started looking into it. And more than anything else, I just found that there's times where I have a lot to say, and I've always, had a creative streak, and I wanted to just kind of show that and get on camera. And I used to have a huge issue with public speaking. But for some reason, when I'm in front of the camera, I feel like I'm one-on-one, so I can get my message out. It can be seen by, hundreds, thousands, whatever. But at the same time, I'm still not on camera. I'm still not all nervous and shaking and stuff like that. I'm doing this on an iPad, by the way, so I'm not starting with a big old fancy camera. Someone was like, you need to get like this nice camera. I said, that's an $800 camera. And I only have 1 subscriber so far. I don't know what you're talking about. Start every morning with a cup of coffee. Yeah, I started doing videos possibly, I think, when I was like in my early 20s. I am in my later 20s now. I would put them out on Facebook and on Instagram and stuff like that, and motivational words, just trying to boost somebody. And once I got past the first 3 or 4 comments about people liking my voice, it really became productive. And then that's when YouTubers started becoming more popular, doing their thing like that. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, I'm doing this on an iPad, so I'm looking at myself, and that's a bad habit. So I do apologize. I know somebody's gonna be watching this video going, "Hey, focus, focus." So, yeah. I don't want to be one of those guys that just does a bunch of like 2-3 minute videos and stuff like that. I actually want to make this channel grow. So again, if you do by chance watch this, this is my first ever video. I want to make this channel go somewhere. So leave comments in the comment box and just tell me, what do you want to hear me talking about? I could do the whole vlog thing eventually. I do enjoy doing pranks. It's just kind of hard to hide an iPad right now and try to prank my family. And eventually, I could, reach out into that. If you want, I don't necessarily know if I would give advice, but there are certain people who might be in a similar situation as mine in terms of family, or, that might just be, yeah, I'm gonna edit that part out because I just literally just had to stop for no reason. Yeah, I want to make at least like a nice 10-minute video just of, me trying to introduce myself. My biggest thing was procrastination. So I thought about doing this for almost a year now. And I stopped, life happens, lose sight of where you're going and what you want to do. And unfortunately, I was one of the few that was, my work load was decreased during the whole quarantine. So I said, you know what, I have the time. My workload has been reduced, and my gym's closed. And I said, I'm gonna go be productive. I'm gonna try to start this channel. I was talking about it. I already had the name picked out. I did all that stuff. So eventually, I do need to get like an album, not album art, called basically like a page art. So I want to eventually get like something like that done on my page. Something else, I was always very big. I was always a very big sneakerhead. There's so many sneakerhead channels that I follow, and I don't know if people want to see that. So again, feel free to ask questions in the comment box. I'll try to answer them, and I could just do my next video on just all the comments. If I get questions or anything, I gladly go ahead and answer them, and just try to build this channel. And eventually, I'm gonna let the niche find me. I just wanted to get my feet off the ground with this, because it seems like every other day I'm talking to one of my boys about it, and it's like, dude, I think I'm gonna start this channel. I need to get my first video out. And it's like, look, I start this morning with an empty house, cup of coffee, and I'm like, okay, this is the day. Stop making excuses. And more importantly, you just got a haircut yesterday, so you might as well do it while you still look good. Yes, that is how a lot of men think. All right, barbershops opening back up. Now we are no longer afraid of being seen. So let me see. Yeah, I just made just a couple bullet points on my phone, but I touched on them just about first video, not procrastinating. So if there's something you want to do, just get to it. You have the time. Do it while it's fresh in your mind, because if you're one of those people that just put it on the back burner, you'll come back to it weeks, months later, and you'll realize you've made no progress. So just jump on it, man. I'm sure I'm not the first new channel that has come out during this whole quarantine period. So, yeah, quarantine 2020 may have been a blessing in disguise for us. But in terms of topics, I try to somewhat stay away from politics, or that's a very sticky subject. I think the only thing worse than politics is if you are talking sports with somebody who's just as adamant about their team as you are about yours. That's also going to get really ugly very quickly. So, just like I had to say on my old social media videos, for those 2 or 3 of you that are only watching this to hear my voice, rewind and actually listen to what I'm saying, please. For everybody else, and I do say I'm a lot because I am freestyling this. I made a couple of bullet points, but I didn't have anything prepared. I'm trying to do this about as natural as I can, because I see a lot of YouTubers and So they're just very comfortable in front of the camera. So either they're prepared and they just studied it and they have it all appear, or they're just very naturally very comfortable and it flows, one of the two. So eventually I would like to get to that point and just kind of just spit off whatever I'm going to be talking about that day. Next thing to talk about, basically just in terms of topics, sneakers, sports, yeah, professional wrestling of all things. A couple other concepts I would like to do. I was struggling between naming this channel after me and then naming it something else. The concept for it is at some point I do want to get to a point where I'll have like some of my friends come on the show, and the idea about it is kind of doing a man cave type theme where it's just me and one of my friends is having a sports debate or a debate about something and just talking, just guy talk, and that just, if for those of you that watch those morning sports shows, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the names on YouTube, but for those of you that watch these morning sports shows where these two guys are debating, and there's multiple, just something kind of like that. We could take it to sports, we can take it just to different issues and just have conversations about it. And I do want to do this as naturally as I can. I do want to try to feel like I'm in my own environment, to where some days I'll be coming home from the gym, and so you'll see me drinking a protein shake. Other mornings I'll do this while I'm having a cup of coffee. I don't want to just be in the chair standing still, like not, and seem like it's, and just seem unnatural. I just want to go with it. Yeah. Thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. I'm sorry for wasting like 30 seconds of your time on that. But then you get around other things. So that was originally the concept. So it was going to be something called like Man Cave TV or something to that effect, where I did a majority of my videos from a man cave type environment, and I'm actually fixing it up right now. My man cave actually sits. I'm turning the garage into a little man cave right now, so eventually that's kind of what it'll be. And then once I do move, I'd actually like plan on putting an actual man cave inside my house, as opposed to having it in the garage. So that'll be another progression. Hopefully that gets seen on this channel and watches it grow, and eventually you might even see my equipment change. So I'll go from just doing it on an iPhone and an iPad to, maybe I'll invest in a good camera. So if anybody knows a good camera, all I hear about, I think it's I know it's a Canon. That's the one I hear that is the most popular. Any other subjects? I'm glad to touch on it. I'll probably check my comments in a couple of days. If there's not enough, I'll check it in a week. But I do want to try to make consistent content. Now, am I going to be one of those people that can spit it out every Monday, Wednesday, or every Tuesday, Thursday, or what have you? No, unfortunately, I'll do it like on a Monday, then I'll do it on a Thursday, and then I might not do it till the next Wednesday. So I do want to do at least one a week. That's the goal. I know starting off with this consistency is key and stuff like that. But if you want to ask any questions, particularly about family life and my current situation, and that's one of the other subject I can tell you on. I don't mind answering certain questions pertaining to personal life, family life, along with sports and wrestling. I also do enjoy talking about firearms. I've been in a profession where I did carry a weapon. I did private security for a lot of my adult life, and tried to you can't tell, but I'm not a small guy. You can't tell by looking at me in the video. But I did try to use that to sneak into like getting into bodyguard work and stuff like that, which is where I learned about voiceover work, believe it or not. So that's something else that's another thing I want to venture into. And as soon as I, post this on my channel, I will probably start looking into other things, since I'm using this time to You got to get a lot of plans in motion. And I figured by also having this on YouTube, I have some accountability to it, because now somebody's going to see it and say, didn't you post that video like a month ago? Yeah. Well, haven't you done anything since then with what you said you were going to do? No. Well then, Gabriel, what the hell are you doing? Hope that, again, those of you watching this, I hope you subscribe, I hope you comment, I hope you give me some sort of feedback, whether it's positive or negative, because I do want to get better at this. And I know my biggest issue right now is going to be looking right there, not right there. Because when I feel like I'm looking at you, I'm not. When I feel like I'm looking off to the side, I'm actually looking at you. So this is going to be my biggest flaw, so I do apologize for that. I'm not sure if it's cool to say the name of the YouTubers that have kind of made you want to do this, but there is a couple, so I might touch on them later. There's a couple of sneakerheads. There's a couple of vloggers that I've watched that subscribe to, that I watch, that I actually watch a lot. They're very entertaining. So, and I've always had a very large personality. For a while, I've always like messing with people and joking with people, and if I can get some of that, caught, some of my jokes on the family caught on YouTube now and then. I know it's gonna be a long process. I'm not by any means expecting to wake up at the day after this is posted and all of a sudden have 1,000 subscribers and have all this hours of watch time and all that stuff that's required, man. I'm just trying to start it off, and really, if nothing else, if it's hard for me to find a niche, occasionally just come on here and share words of motivation, and if nothing else, motivation, self-love, and prioritizing. Because I know a lot of us get off track, and sometimes you may need just words of encouragement, words of wisdom. So, figure out who my favorite baseball team is. I actually do need to get more mugs, so. And that's why hopefully during football season I'll get this channel kicked off a little more, and maybe possibly tune in with like football scores and just stuff like that. If I end up going that way, if not, I could end up going, other ways as well. I am into clothes and stuff like that, what have you. But again, I don't know if everybody wants to see another fitness channel, another sneaker clothing review channel, and really I just want to use this, come out and be me and fall into it. And I've said that 2 or 3 times on this already, so you're like, okay, yeah, we get it, wrap it up. I'm working on it, okay? I'm probably going to wrap this video up here in just a few seconds, a few minutes, unless something else comes to me. And then if I gotta do another one, I'll probably do another one later tonight when everyone's asleep. But yeah, for those of you watching this, thank you. For those of you that actually watched this whole thing, thank you for sitting through it. And I don't want to say starting this journey with me, but for those of you that at least watch this video, take the time to give me a little bit of feedback, good, bad, horrible. I'm prepared for it. So for that, thank you. I understand that it takes time out of your day when you watch something and you're giving it a chance. I'm very humble in that aspect. Anytime you can get somebody to actually click on your video and watch it, they're giving you part of their day. And that's the idea for me. If I can get you to watch my video, give me your feedback, you dedicated a piece of your day to watching me and giving me feedback. And one thing that I do appreciate more than anything else is time. One thing I do respect more than anything else is time. Money, can be replaced. They say, don't waste money. When you're a kid, don't waste food. My thing, those are important, by the way. Don't waste time. Time is the one thing you'll never get back. And I'm pretty sure that's one thing that every single one of us has learned the hard way, one way or another. Whether it's losing a loved one or what have you, time is always the one thing you can never get back. So when you click on my video, I'm hoping at some point I say something that moves you or say something that entertains you, what have you. Now, you will probably see me open up a lot more on these vlogs or these little videos that I start off doing until I fall into what works for me. I do appreciate, anybody who does subscribe, but I am warning you, there's times I will tell jokes. I say some things that are borderline inappropriate. I crack, I like cracking different jokes and stories. And again, I might even hit you with a funny story one day. Me and, I'll give you, I'll bring a guest on the show or the channel that we've been through some stuff, that I've been through some stuff with, and we'll sit you down, have a little story time, and just make you go, wow, these guys are crazy. Hopefully not. But with that being said, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this. Eventually, I'll hopefully learn how to do intros. I did minimal research. And the one thing I got from the 3 or 4 people I got about starting a YouTube channel was just get started. So that's what I'm doing. So for those of you, like, he didn't do his intro, he didn't do this, I'm gonna work on it. There's a lot of things I need to figure out how to do, and I'm learning on the fly. I didn't, some people actually have everything set up before they start their first video. I'm just punching out the content first, and I'm gonna learn as I go. That's how I operate best. Again, if you want to share any information, I'm open to hearing it. So if you want to tell me about how to get my channel art done, how to do an intro. I know I'm not allowed to use an actual copyrighted song, so that does suck. But I'm open for ideas. And again, anything you want me to touch on, if there's anything that I have listed that you're interested in, let me know. If there's anything that you think that I may be interested in that I didn't list, please let me know in the comment box. And everybody else, have yourself a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time.